left-wing Kingz. Listen, think, act, repeat.
Nikki Haley was at a town hall in New Hampshire, and she was asked what caused the Civil War. Somehow, neglectful Nikki forgot that slavery existed.
He's hitting them in words.
Neglectful Nikki forgot about the enslavement of millions of black people and instead focused on states' rights. So needless to say, that raised some eyebrows and got some people asking if this was a genuine oversight, a calculated political move, or something else entirely. So Ace.
Nope and nope. You know what I'm saying?
What do you think?
All right. So I'll break it down. Like the question, what was the cause of the Civil War? I mean, that's sixth grade? When sixth grade, we learned about that or something? Like that's the easiest question known to man when it comes to the Civil War. Like that's hands down like the easiest. So why would somebody get up and ask her such an easy question is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, you about to get national TV. Why would you come with that? And I think it was on, I'm pretty sure. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it was kind of, I can't say staged, but it was said with a purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to ask her that. What was the purpose? Because I think they knew that was her belief. She was one of these people that kind of believed in that rhetoric. And it's usually white supremacists that kind of say, they don't really want to talk about slavery. They kind of want to hide it. They want to hide the education and the history behind it. And when they talk about the cause of slavery, they lean on state rights instead of that being the cause for it. You know what I'm saying? So I think somebody had that knowledge about it, came and answered that question because they knew it was going to throw her into a loop. Here's the issue with that is, out of all those idiots running in a Republican primary, and I hate to say it, but it's just a travesty on who ran, I believed in Nikki Haley.
I did too.
I liked what she talked about. I liked, her take on even abortion. I liked the fact that she took maybe a common sense approach even when it came to talking about Trump, even though she yet and said she was going to support him. But she was more of a moderate than all of them.
Right.
So when they threw this to me, it kind of made me not trust what her real intentions are. Basically, even for running for president or whatever, because like, how do you fumble an easy question like that we all been knowing since the sixth grade? And why would you fumble that question? Why are you denouncing slavery? Well, that has a white supremacist feel behind it. Like, all right, you know what I'm saying? You have some beliefs that somebody knows and asks you that question. Even the person asked the question said, hey, you know what? You already answered my question. And sat down pretty much. You know what I'm saying? As he said that. So they did that because I think they wanted to kind of expose that, you know what? She's really somebody that she's not. She's really being somebody she isn't. Well, if I'm correct, when it came to bringing down the civil rights flag in South Carolina, first and foremost, she was kind of opposed to that. And then she kind of flipped when things weren't going her way. But, that just starts telling a lot, of what she believes in and how she approaches things when it comes to that.
Yep, I'd agree. Well, I went and Googled, because I was like, let me see, maybe she really didn't understand the question, or, you go back and forth, like, really, is this where we're at? So when you Google, if you just Google, civil rights, the first thing it says, the Civil War in the United States, when it occurred from 1861 to 1865, was primarily about issues related to slavery, states' rights, and regional tensions between the northern and southern states. The southern states seceded from the Union, forming the Confederate States of America, leading to conflict that ultimately aimed to determine the state of slavery. So with her having the educational background, you do start to wonder, like, why would you not it's there, why won't you talk about it?
Just being an American.
Right. So she goes back and said, I should have said slavery, but in my mind, that's given, that's everybody associates the Civil War with slavery. Well, if everybody associates it with slavery, why, when you had the opportunity to talk about it, you didn't talk about it? And then she kind of doubled down and came back after asking her questions. This is what bothered me more than the civil rights one. She goes, I had black friends growing up. What do people always say? I'm not racist. I got a black neighbor.
That's that
I'm not
number
racist.
one thing right there that we do that. You know what I'm saying? Like when they say that, man, that's almost.
Boy, so I'm just turned on. And I really was a Nikki Haley fan. And anybody knows, like, I'm not really swinging on that party side. But I was like, I did like Nikki Haley. And now all this stuff is coming out. And now I'm questioning, like, who are you, Nikki Haley? Are you afraid of offending people? I mean, is this who you are? Do you want to play both sides and kind of, you know, I want to cater to this side and I also want to cater, but I don't know who I am. And if I don't trust you, I can't rock with you. You know, and that remark itself speaks of tokenism. Just to let y'all know, please, people who are not black, you can't go around saying I'm not racist because I got a black friend. The first thing that comes to mind is you're questionable and suspect.
That is racist right there. I guess she's better than DeSantis because DeSantis thinks slavery's a 400-year trade school that black people went through.
Mm-hmm.
But
divide for Negroes.
But I respect him because that's who he is. At least he's telling you who he is. See, Nikki Haley, now I'm like, who are you, Nikki? Who are you, Nikki? You know, so.
But here's my thing, man. I agree with both of y'all, but I think this is so complex of an issue because let's say, like you said, Ace, she's talking and she's like, I'm not going to say anything about slavery because I'm out here supporting these white supremacists. So I ain't going to say nothing bad about slavery. I ain't even going to bring that up. Why would she come back later and say, well, I know it's about slavery? Why wouldn't she continue to say, well, it wasn't about slavery? If she wants the white supremacists to embrace her, you know what I'm saying? It kind of is complex to a point where I'm like, is she just one of them people who like wants to have everybody just like her? Like she want to play both sides of the fence. Don't know, like, you ever had a friend who like agrees with everything everybody says? Nigga, what do you want? You know what I'm saying? She's like that. Like, I'm gonna agree with everybody because I want everybody to like me. Everybody ain't gonna like you. Okay? Yeah, no matter what you do, what you say, whether they don't like you in your face or behind your back, you're gonna have somebody that don't like you. So you're always better off just really saying what you feel. And I don't know if she's done that. Because on one hand, she didn't say slavery. And I wouldn't say she denounced or she wasn't denouncing slavery. She just didn't say it. But then could that be denounced? Like, could it be? It could be. That's part of it could be. Yeah. And then on the other side, she comes back and says, well, of course it was slavery. I got a black friend. Okay, so what are you? What do you really stand for?
And who's your black friend?
Yeah, show me proof of that. Just because your kid, did she show a picture of, wasn't her kid was with a black kid, like graduating? He was holding up his arm around another black kid. I said, what is going on now?
Now you're showing pictures. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, just be who you are. And she's the first Indian American, right, to serve in a presidential cabinet. So she says, I know racism because, you know, I'm a minority myself and I've had experiences, you know, and that's fine, Nikki.
She ain't playing that role. She ain't living on no reservation and all that.
Exactly.
Man, come on, Nikki Haley.
You know,
she got Indian.
Yeah, she's an Indian American. Yeah. She's Indian American.
That's even worse, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you say to
Indian American,
that means she's
Native
from
American.
India.
No, Native American.
No, I think she's native.
Native Americans, what she's saying, I think.
No,
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. I got
because Indian American mean you from India,
I think
Asia. That would be more believable to me than her being.
She said she's Indian American.
Indigenous. I don't think she's an indigenous. But is she?
Oh no, yeah, maybe she's
because Indian American means Asia. You from India?
Well, let's see. National. Should I look ethnicity?
I don't know.
Wait.
Here's what.
No, I'm really curious.
Here's what kills me. And on the point that you got to say, Sean.
Ooh, she was born in. India.
Yeah, when you say Indian American, it means India.
India. So she's early. Yeah, she's.
Okay, well, my fault. I'm gonna have to throw an Indian American like it's 1950.
Yeah,
like,
not
Native American.
India. Like still rooting for the Redskins.
Yeah.
Asian heritage.
I'm all bad with the. I'm from Indian reservations.
Native American.
I did too.
I was like, oh, maybe. I did. Native American.
They gonna cancel me on that shit.
I'm just always asking questions. I'm glad I asked.
Yeah, glad you asked. But here's the deal. Why are we in a political situation, right? Where like, you know, when you're talking about slave, we have to cater to some people, right?
Did I talk about right?
That want to denounce slavery or the Holocaust or whatever, like some things that actually happened. There's a strong. The Republicans feel right now there's a strong political presence in their party to the point where they have to cater to that. We got to cater to bigots, basically is what it is. And I can't say something because the bigots won't come out and vote for me.
Yeah.
And that's what the sad part is. Regardless of what she's saying, that's basically what it is she stumbled on that question because she knows there's a part of that party that if she says that, they're not going to vote for him.
Yeah.
And we know who those people are. You know what I'm saying? Like, and is that where we are?
Yeah.
2024?
We was that way when Trump was elected.
That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's why when I fall back and I say, when people talk about 1964, that wasn't that long ago to where we got civil rights. We ain't talking about equal rights. We're talking about civil rights. Just treat us right. That's what civil rights is. Just treat us like a human being. That's it.
Right.
And we're in 2024. We have a presidential candidate that has to dance around words when it comes to one of the most obvious things that happened in history because it'll piss off a certain amount of people in this country and they won't vote for.
Yeah. And that's what you're worried about. That's my concern.
About.
That's what you're worried about.
That's what you're worried about.
Yeah.
You know, just like, you know, and you want to take that, you know, you want to take it to a little bit further and, you know, not to turn this to, you know, just completely political. Trump didn't even come to any primary debates. No. So basically, he didn't even have a primary. You know what I'm saying? So we can't do that because, hey, man, he got so many votes. He's so influential with his bullshit that we got to cater to that. He ain't even got to show up and he's still winning. You know what I'm saying? Because there's some people out there that's so blind to the fact that just going to vote for him because he's saying the things they want to hear or doing the things that they want to hear. And this slavery thing is part of that bullshit. And and she, to the point, she might just be somebody who's flip-flopping like Malik is saying. You know what I'm saying? Like he's flip-flopping left and right. But why is that even possible?
Well, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And as I said, you know, that's like Elvis and John Wayne. You know what I'm saying? They still uphold them as American heroes. We know how they were. You know, Elvis maybe. But we know John Wayne was a son of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah. Well, you know, like you said, I've said this before that, you know, Trump found out that if he catered to the hate groups out there, that he would get more votes, and that those groups embraced him, and now they know that is a demographic that they need to address. They've been ignored. The hate groups and supremacists have been ignored since like the 70s from a political standpoint. No one talked about them. Nobody touched on them. Now people are catering to them, just like you need to cater to that like button. So make sure that you click on the like button. Also, make sure that you subscribe for more episodes of Left Wing Kingz.
He flipped himself this time.
I got me for this one. So, you know, I don't know, like some of the other things that really go through my mind when I think about Nikki Haley is, like you said, flip-flopping, whatever, right? Playing both sides of the fence. Maybe she is a racist. I don't know. But one thing that I know for sure, now I don't even know for sure, but one thing that I'm speculating is that she's keeping doors open to be on the Trump cabinet.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that she said a few things about Trump in this town hall, right? But not enough to really separate herself from him enough where he would not see it as a benefit in having her serve under him in his cabinet. So I think that she's really setting herself up to be second place so that she can get a job. Personally, that's what I think.
But didn't she served under him before?
Well, as an ambassador.
As an ambassador, right. Yeah,
like
so she's already served under him before. So I guess she's comfortable with that. Because there's no way I would work for a man like that.
Well, I mean, being in the cabinet is different than...
Right. Oh, yeah. It's a step up. I'm just saying she's already worked underneath him because she was like the U.S. ambassador.
Yeah.
So.
And the primary set up specifically for them to really tear each other up and go at it politically and just see who's going to be the winner out of that. And Trump hadn't had to go through that at all. I mean, Christie did a little bit, but everybody else just kind of fell in place, and that's just sad.
That's the only reason I like Chris Christie too. I was like, no, I don't like Chris Christie, but you know what I mean. But I respect him because he's like, I'm not riding with y'all. I'm gonna say what I need to say and be who I am, but that ain't working out for him.
Yeah, that's crazy, but that's what it is. But yeah, with the Nikki Haley thing, man, it's just, you know, she's just suspect now. You know what I'm saying? Just basically,
I'm sad.
You know, she's just suspect, and that was very. And like I said, I know that was calculated. It had to be. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the easiest question you could ask anybody that's past the 6th grade. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
And took history. You know what I'm saying? Which they're trying to get rid of, but other than
that.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that's also part of the Republican talking points is that they don't want to talk about slavery. So even if she's not talking to the white supremacists, she may be talking to the Republican base as a whole, where they're trying to diminish the existence of slavery by not talking about it in schools, taking that out of books, downplaying it, saying that it makes people feel guilty. People who weren't even alive during slavery. I don't know how you guilty of something you wasn't alive during, but I mean, it is what it is. This could be another aspect of that whole approach that the Republican Party is taking to try to diminish diversity, slavery, all of those things. So by her not bringing it up, she could just be trying to put it in a hole and hide it. So
because they talk about like if you don't talk about it, then it doesn't exist. So for them, it's
Morgan
like just
Freeman.
don't. You're right. Like if you don't talk about any racial, then it doesn't exist, and everything life is great, and so you just don't address concerns and issues. That is their platform.